Greetings from Florida. Today we're working on a 1993 to 2002 Chevy Camaro, Pontiac Firebird. If you need these window motors, you'll find them on my website at upanddownmainstreet.com. This is the Camaro. The Firebird's minimally different. You've got two long bolts where I just showed you, one small screw in the upper right corner. Your switch housing, this guy's is all messed up, so I can't really show you how it comes off, but you pop it off usually from the back and then unplug the wires. You got a small screw there, pop off the indicator knob. There's usually a screw where I just showed you in the map pocket on the Firebird, not the Camaro, on the Firebird. Take out that screw there. That housing is going to come off. Door panel does not pull out, it lifts straight up. There you go. There's clips on the back of it that kind of prong in. You need to remove the speaker. Some small screws. After you get the panel off, the Firebird and the Camaro are identical. And the next thing I'm doing is I'm unplugging the motor. I just want to make sure that his problem is the motor and not something else before I go ahead and change out the motor. So you should be able to reach in there and unplug it, taking the motor out of the box, plugging it in, try the switch, put the key on. Yep, motor's fine, the new motor is fine. So now you're going to take a hole saw and drill 3 holes, and you can see pretty much where the small rivets are behind that. Now his has been replaced before, so there's actually 3 screws I'm going to be taking out, but normally there's 3 small rivets. Pop that off, and there's one more right about there. A lot of people take out the entire regulator to change the motor. Not a good idea, not necessary. It's a lot of extra work. So if you give me a minute, I'm going to take out those 3 small screws that are there. If there's a track, a vertical track all the way on the left over there, you can see it. It's the large silver track that goes up and down. There's a roller that's on the glass, and I'll show you that closer later on. If that roller breaks off, you need to replace that sash piece right there that's attached to that track. That's a bit of a work. Taking all the screws out. And the easiest way to put these back in is with self-tapping screws. Not the screws, washers, and nuts that you'll find with the motor, but just get some self-tapping screws, and just much easier to just get some slightly larger screws and just screw them in. Line up the motor. You may have to either adjust the switch a little bit to move the motor in one direction or the other, move the glass up and down a little bit just to get the teeth lined up properly, but it's not that difficult. And once you do, nice and tight, and I just realized that there was one screw still in there, so let me change back. This whole thing shouldn't take you 30 minutes. And you might find after putting them in that the motor's still not completely tight, so I backed it off a little bit. I backed those screws off a little bit and tightened it down. A little bit of spray lubricant there on the regulator. And a little bit right there where the large metal gear is. Seems to be working pretty good. Again, if you need these, I've got them on my website, upanddownmainstreet.com. I can ship them out very quickly. You'll have them in a couple days. Now lining up the panel can be a little bit more challenging for some than others, but just make sure it's on properly and tight. You'll find that the plastics around your handle crack off pretty easy on this car. It's hard to find replacements for them. Two long screws go there and there. One goes there. You might need a washer for it if part of the plastic on that housing has come off. And one there, and I hope this was helpful for you. I spent another 15 minutes to kind of rebuild his switch housing where his switch was, but you don't have to stick around for that.